one of the things that I've often said about procurement is that you're not just building the house and then turning the keys over to someone who's going to enjoy living in this beautiful new home. You're also the one that's got to then do the maintenance on that house. So when something breaks or something's not working very well, you're the one that's showing up to kind of come in and get things back on track. So it is something that, building a procurement program, there's no end to it. You're constantly going to be involved in improving it over time. I often found that for us, when we were building these programs, when we were starting to bring these teams together, there's this common saying that data is always greater than an opinion. So when you can back something up with data, that's often going to allow you to make decisions and move forward more quickly. And for me, data was the foot in the door when you're building a program, but we all know that, different teams have different tools that they love, things that may not be utilized very highly, but teams love them. They are married to them. They want to keep them. But then you come in and you're like, hey, but this is only 10% utilized. So I guess what data points have you found successful when you're working with teams to try to get them on board with these programs and get on board with, hey, maybe we don't need that application?
Yeah, I think it's important to go as deep as possible into the data within reason, right? So I think there's, of course, the basic information such as login. And when did specific individuals log in last, and if they didn't log in within 90 days, you can pull the license. That's probably the easiest data point to monitor and track. But in my experience, that doesn't necessarily tell the deeper story. So then maybe going the next level deeper, what type of license do folks have and how are they using it, right? So you could have license type that's view only versus more of the executor tiers and editable tiers, et cetera. So how many of the view onlys do you have versus the executor tiers and licenses, and see if there's any adjustments you can make between those and try to really determine who needs to actually do work and who only actually needs to view the work that's being done, right? So that could be the next level. And then potentially you go even a level deeper and you track back to if you're an organization that does this, track back to the business case and say, all right, what was this tool originally supposed to solve? Right. And there should be some sort of ROI attached to it. And without providing specific examples, you should be able to get into the data in whatever type of software tool it is that drives back to an ROI. What is the actual output of somebody logging into the SaaS software, and what does the outcome of somebody using the tool bring for the company? And so if you can get to that level of detail, then typically you're able to understand if this is a tool that's worth keeping.